I knew I wanted to stand out. You know, I'm the youngest of 4 kids. I got to kind of go a different route to be noticed. So I said, let me put my skills and show people who Ben really is, because this is Ben's Burgers now. It's not anybody else.
Are you tired of the same old weekend routine? Looking for something new and exciting? Then get ready to rev your engines at Throttle and Swing, the ultimate entertainment destination at NOLA Motorsports Park. We're talking about an 80 configuration go-kart track that'll have you feeling like a pro racer. And that's just the beginning. There's also a brand new 18-hole mini golf course and a state-of-the-art arcade. When it's time to refuel, enjoy delicious craft pizza, a full kitchen, and a bar serving up unique cocktails and gourmet coffee. You can also kick back in the outdoor lawn area, complete with a playground, live music stage, a massive screen for watch parties, and free Wi-Fi. Perfect for work or play. Planning a party? Throttle and Swing has you covered for gatherings of any size. So what are you waiting for? Head over to NOLA Motorsports Park on the West Bank and experience the unmatched excitement of Throttle and Swing. Throttle and Swing at NOLA Motorsports Park. Get your adrenaline pumping.
Chocolate lovers rejoice. Scandalous Chocolates has arrived in New York with 4 sensational new varieties.
That's right. They aren't just chocolates. They're an experience. Premium edibles crafted with the finest ingredients, blending sweet and savory sophistication.
We're talking 20 milligrams premium chocolate lips, sleekly packaged, perfect for on-the-go indulgence. Nuts, fruits, caramel, it's an affair you can take anywhere.
At just $10, it's an affordable luxury. Fair trade, single origin, gluten-free, and vegan. Find Scandalous Chocolates at quality dispensaries like Travel Agency in Gotham.
Scandalous Chocolates. When you're in New York, awaken your senses and delight your palate.
The affair you could take anywhere. Scandalous. Are you looking for a unique New Orleans experience?
Check out New Orleans artist Frenchie at FrenchieLive.com.
Featuring original artworks, prints, and more. See it all at www.frenchielive.com.
Live event bookings are available. The gallery is open by appointment only.
And for private showings or parties, email info@frenchielive.com.
Experience the art. Experience the artist. Frenchie Gallery. www.frenchielive.com.
Hey, Jay, you hungry? Like really hungry?
Yeah, I'm in the mood for oysters. Hey, let's check out Trenas.
Oysters? I love oysters.
Trenas features a wide variety of local oysters. Char-grilled, baked, and on the half shell, even the famous oyster log.
Oyster log? I heard about that. You get 6 each of their signature baked oysters, plus 6 fried, all on a cypress slab?
42 oysters. We are going to love it. Trenas is located in the Hotel Intercontinental, 444 St. Charles Avenue, right on the parade route.
Sweet. When can we go?
7 days a week for lunch and dinner, plus a mimosa brunch on weekends, and happy hour daily from 3 to 6.
Happy hour? Nah, you're talking my language.
Great drinks, great wine list. An award-winning chef, Matthew Farmer, leads a team serving the best seafood in New Orleans. Trenas.
Trenas, got it. Let's go.
Walking, stepping down the street, y'all. Talking, never know who you're gonna meet. Dancing, the groove feels so good to me. Singing, wow, yes indeed, y'all. Soulful living is all we know how to do. Place on earth. I'm talking about New Orleans, the greatest place I know. My hometown, the greatest place on earth. Yeah, yes indeed, y'all.
What up out there in the interweb in the world today? Welcome back to Only Good Vibes News Network. This is show 74, and we are rolling straight from the roots of New Orleans. Today, we got a special guest. Today, you know, we always celebrate the culture the music, the food, the stories that make this city so special. And we have a real great guest that's going to help us do that today. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, thank all of our listeners. Of course, we want you to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Because if you hit the notification button, you won't miss the show. Not one show will you miss. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and get on and pop in. One of the things that we do all the time to keep the vibe right and keep everything together is burn Palo Santos and Sage. And we have that going right now. And we already pulled a card. So the first card that we pulled today is Truth. And the back says, Truth. It says, what is. What is not. No amount of wishing or wanting can ever change that simple fact, bro. Let me tell you, if you can lock that down and just put in your mind and your head, it is what it is. As Dr. John would say, it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But basically, that's, live life like that, man. I love to say this statement over, and they'll be saying it to nauseam, but flow with the current. It is a very tricky thing when you're feeling like, oh, Lord, I'm out of control. But the best thing to do when you're in the current is relax and just let it go. And that's what we do in this show a lot, and we love that stuff. So the truth is almost the same thing. It's just saying what's happening is what's happening. That's a wrap. No matter what you think, it is what it is, and what's not, no matter what you think, is that. So this next card is Virtue. Instead, on the back, it says, the scent of a flower is carried by the wind, only going where the wind blows. But your virtue radiates in all directions, touching everything. That's like your vibe, I would think. That's we out here radiating and everything and going in one direction, moving all over and blowing with the wind. But ladies and gentlemen, today we got a real special guest, a good friend of mine and a real dear friend of your New Orleans Saints in this city. My man, no other than entrepreneur, Saints fan, entertainer. Man, I could keep on going all day, on and on and on with this dude. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Mr. Ben Collier.
Who that?
Who that, baby? And look, we're going to see if I get this right this time. Cyborg Saint, not Cyber Saint.
Yeah. For 15 years, this man's been calling me Cyber Saint. And I'm just like, all right, I guess that's my name when he's around. But, they got a G on the end. It's Cyborg Saint. Yeah.
But I mean, look, honestly, I've said it. I thought about it, but I never really read it and wrote it. I just knew that you were down, my boy, that always had the moves. Anybody come at me trying to pop, lock, and dance during any kind of show, anytime with the Saints games or anything, we just go ahead and send them straight on over to you and Raybot. Yep. Let y'all take care of them.
That's fine with me.
That's a tag team. Do you know what? We need to get you in. We need to start something up. I'm just thinking. You and Ray, bro, you guys, how they had the breakdancing days? Mm-hmm. And you they have the beefs and go with the. I bet you, I'll put these two dudes, I'm calling out the whole NFL. Everybody, especially the Atlanta Falcons fans. No dancing asses. Nah, but I like to have these two dudes come at anybody. Dude, we're going to push this a little bit. I'm going to push that a little bit. Sometimes, in life, things just drop and you have epiphanies and you get these ideas and things. Like Cyborg Saint, like Whistle Monster, we're just like, oh shit, man, and bam, here we are. And now the same thing just happened, but that's a gift from the universe, right? It's a gift for us to say our subconscious thought process thought about it enough, and they were like, dude, it happened again. Okay, well, that could be something. Because every team like to brag about everything.
Yeah.
Horseshoes, cornhole, whatever the fuck it is, right? And the thing is, it's amazing that you guys are just consistent with it, dude. And good. I mean, there are a lot of people who dance who think they can dance, but they can't dance.
Yeah, I mean, it's New Orleans,
There it is. It's right there.
We like to move.
So, Ben, bro, welcome to the Fan Cave, bro. This is our first year. This is actually show 74. So this is going to be the second installment of Only Good Vibes News Network and the Fan Cave, man. Our last season was really, really good. We don't move by seasons anymore. We're going to only make seasons for the 504 Fan Cave. And we're going to have you back on the 504 Fan Cave for some real, and we're going to talk some Saints today for sure.
Yeah.
But during that time, I'm going to see if I'm going to get you and Coach and a couple of people. I think we got 3 mics in here. We get a couple of you, Mac, and maybe Coach or something. Yeah, so get you guys in and we can chop it up each week and go through the season. So I basically created that show just to have everybody be able to vent, because last year there was a lot of venting.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks like Ivan Neville and those cats, they call me and they're like, hey, man, dude, what you think? And I was like, you know what? Let's put these dudes on the air. Let's talk it out. So I had Derek Freeman, Nigel Hall. It's lovely seeing all the big superstars, musicians, and all like yourself come in and chop it up about the Saints. Because everybody, it's like your hometown is like your colors, bro. You got to fly them. Even though we like, Lord have mercy. I always tell people the Saints like my mom and New Orleans like my dad. Sometimes you're like, all right, we got company. Can you go in the back, please? And sometimes, yeah, that's my people right there, baby. You know what I mean? So that we live in between that. It's kind of like a golf game. You make a shot when nobody's watching that you wish everybody see, and then when you make a shot what you wish nobody can see when everybody watching. It's kind of how a Saints fan is and living in between that. But right now, man, we rolling, I feel like, hypothetical land. I typically don't really get involved a lot with the draft because A, I'm at the Jazz Fest, but B, it's a lot of hypotheticals and talking head moves. You know what I mean? So they are like, it's fun to do that, but some of these guys, they may not even make the team.
Yeah, that's what's crazy about it. Like, we'll draft some people, everybody gets excited about them. Maybe 2 of them actually make the team or at least stick around to where they're actually going to get some playing time. And it's like, all right, well, I forgot where I was 2 months ago when I was so excited when we drafted this guy. Yeah. But it's like, all right, let's wait for the season.
Yeah, and that's what I always say. Put on them pads, see how they hit under the lights and how they handle that pressure. But, dude, let's back the truck up a little bit. Dude, there's so much to unpack with you. You're a multi-talented cat like myself. And I guess but that's what makes a true fan in general, is to be able to be a fan of all things. You can be a fan of music, a fan of food, you're a fan of Spanx and other things too that we're going to get into. But can you tell me, the first thing I'm curious about is, when was the first inkling that you knew that you could cook or you wanted to be in the restaurant business?
So my mom is a chef. So my whole life, like, she was self-taught. My whole life, I would watch her in the kitchen. I try to help her when I was 4 or 5 years old. I got like stirring the pot, So I was always in there watching her, and she would cater from home. So a lot of times I'd see, people come to the house. She's throwing Bible study parties or something like that, or we're going to cater somebody's party at their house, and I'd always help her out. Probably around that time, I got curious about cooking. I thought it was fun, as a little kid. And then in college is where I really started to, I had to fend for myself. I was tired of eating, ham and cheese. So I was like, I need to start cooking something.
So you had the skills then, or you just was like,
no, zero skills.
Like, you just like, okay, supply and demand. Like, there's a demand for hunger, so I'm going to have to eat something.
Exactly. So, YouTube was my best friend back then.
Nice.
So if there was something that, I wanted to try, I wanted a chicken Caesar wrap or something like that. It's like, all right, I don't know the first thing about chicken, how to make chicken. This is my first time cooking, really. So I'd Google something or I'd YouTube something and, try it till I liked it. I thought I was good at it by getting bottled sauce or, stuff like that.
And look at you now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, so the second thing is, first of all, let me talk about this. The mom's cookbook was brilliant. Mm-hmm. And to see you doing that with marketing on the internet was amazing. And seeing you giving her the books, man, it like gets me emotional. It really is. It's so special. And I love good things. I love good feelings. I love like serotonin and dopamine plopping into your head whenever you feel something good. But that book, man, such gangster recipes. What's your favorite recipe if you had to pick one out of that book?
For me, it may not be the best recipe in there if I were to put it on a plate and give it to you.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
The panade.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was my favorite as a kid, and
it.
it makes me feel like a kid again when I have it. So obviously I think that was the first dish I made when I started making those videos to promote the cookbook. I love it. I mean, it's a simple recipe. It's classic. You know, it's like your kid's gonna eat it. Like every little kid loves that little paneed veal or paneed chicken with some buttered noodles. Her garlic bread is really good out of that cookbook.
But you made it look so easy, man. How long have you been in the kitchen, roughly?
So I started. So first of all, I own Ben's Burgers in Metairie.
Yep.
We used to be a Bud's Broiler. My dad.
We're gonna jump in that too.
Okay. My dad opened that place with my sister in 2001.
Nice.
So I was going into my freshman year of high school. So I was fresh out of 8th grade. So that was my first job when I was 14 years old. I was about 5'0", and I'm at that big fryer, you know, cooking fries for the first time. That was my first job.
Oh wow, French fry! Like that was you in charge of the fry section.
Yeah. That was my domain. So
what's the important thing you got to learn at that time? Like the most important thing of the fry section is making sure what?
Well, for my restaurant, the organization is a big deal for the fry section because obviously the burgers are king of the domain. So the guy making the burger or the girl making the burger, like they're kind of the head chef running the kitchen, right? So when they're ready, when their burger's complete, you better be complete. So I learned time management. You know, you're also in charge of setting up the tray, organizing everything, double checking what's on the ticket to make sure the customer gets what they ordered. You know, all from from your little fry station.
Yep.
So I mean,
dude, that I never would think that, but organization, being on time. I was like I'm maybe using a wrong word, but like not a soup chef, like a sous chef, but somebody who's gonna be having to add on something to the original entree. What is that dude called? It's like just a regular like kitchen person.
Yeah, I mean, I would refer to it as a sous chef, just somebody there to really assist the head
chef
guy.
Yes, exactly. So man, here you are. Finally, like working in the restaurant, like when did you get that bite, the bug that bit you that was like, dude, I can do this. I think I got a vision. I think I really like coming in here. I really like getting, you know, like stuff together. Like you like the organization skills. You like this. So all of that stuff kind of in your upbringing, I feel like in the kitchen when you got to have all prepared. All like, there's a lot of things is like before you even get to cooking, right?
Right.
That's all that. So you had to love that preparation part too, right?
I mean, I didn't love it. You know, I was a kid when I started, so I was trying to save for a car, you know? So, I mean, I was working every summer. But what I did really start to love it is being around the employees that are right there with you. You know, you're working as a team, especially during a rush. You'll get a lot of customers in there, and it's really satisfying when you put food out and you have customers come and say, man, that was awesome. The burger was great or whatever it was, you know. So, I mean, I got a lot of pride over the years from hearing that or just telling people, yeah, I own, you know, Ben's on Clearview. And they're like, oh, man, I love that place. You know, I used to go in there at 2 a.m. and that's my spot. Oh, that was a flex back in the day. If like when I was in college or whatever or, you know, early 20s, I'd go out somewhere downtown New Orleans. We'd go to Republic or wherever. And then we'd head back to Metairie. I think I lived in Metairie or Lakeview at the time. So I'm like, oh, let's go to Ben's. You know, I'd take my friends. And it'd be 20 people in there eating or, you know, 5-6 people in line. And I'd go behind the counter. I'm like, what's up, y'all? I go get my drink, you know, and everybody's like, who the hell is that? You know? So I was like, it's my place, you know?
That's why I said, you know, entrepreneur as well, entertainer, man. So how did you get into jumping into just saying, I am going to do Ben's Burgers and I'm going to take it to the next level?
Well, it wasn't my choice necessarily. It was kind of forced.
Supply and demand kind of situation.
No. It was, so we used to be a Bud's Broiler, right?
Oh, okay.
So for 16 years, we were known as Bud's on Clearview. Right. Well, Bud's, the owner that we dealt with, he retired, sold to this other guy. This other guy approached me and said, hey, look, you know, you don't have a franchise agreement. I'm going to need you to sign one because technically you're not a franchise if you don't have one. I said, okay.
How old were you then?
This was 2016.
So I saw some old pictures of you working at Bud's And like young cat.
Yeah, I was 14. I was in my brother Martin's school uniform.
Nice.
In that picture, yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yep.
So my first tax return was 14. I worked for Manpower, but continue. So he said, you want to sign you, or you want to sign up? You're not like
right. So he basically said, look, I need you to sign this piece of paper. You're not going to like it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, technically you're a new franchise, so you owe me some money.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what do you mean? We've been here for 16 years. I'm not paying
bait
it.
and switch.
And it was like 20 grand, so I'm
Lord.
I'm not coming up with 20 grand just to continue running a restaurant that I've been
you're already
running.
doing all this stuff pretty much yourself, right?
Right. So I took it over in 2012 from my sister.
Oh, nice.
So I had it 4 years, and I was paying the franchise fees every month. Well, turns out, he's like, well, no, I need a contract. I need it in paper. I said, okay, well, let me see it. Well, by that time, I was like, there's no way I'm signing this.
Right.
He wanted 20 grand out of pocket just to sign this piece of paper. Then he wanted, I think it was like 10% of my video poker money.
Dude, you already have sweat equity into the joint, though.
Yeah.
I mean, does that mean anything? I mean, yeah, but I'm with you on that, not wanting to sign.
So, well, basically, I think their angle was there's no way he's going to walk away. So we're going to squeeze him until we get everything that we want. And then we have him under contract, and then we're moving forward. Because we were the probably top 2 locations that they had at the time.
I would think there's a lot of traffic going on all the time.
We were the first to be 24 hours. We were the first to have video poker. During Katrina, we were the first restaurant open in all of New Orleans.
Trend setting, dude. One of the things that I hear people talk about all the time is your hours. They're like, dude. And I'm like, I got to give you some props, man. I went there. If you blindfolded me, dude, I wouldn't know that it's not buzz. The shit is fire.
Yeah, I mean, to the customer, it's exactly the same.
It is killer marketing, and I mean, you got 3 really solid super fans on the wall.
4,
4, yeah. You're right. So, dude, so when you finally got it, how did you feel? Did you feel like rejuvenated? You're like, this is all my baby now. I don't have to pay anymore.
Well, I'll get there. Eventually I did.
Okay.
Eventually I did. But so long story short, I didn't sign the contract. When I told him I'm not signing it, I had a lawsuit served to me that day.
Oh my goodness.
So within 5-6 hours of me saying like I'm not doing it. This is
so
also
he's been waiting, this dude, it sounds like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was preparing. So this is also the week I found out that I had a son on the way.
Oh, wow. That's how life works, bro.
Yeah. So I went from being super excited to holy shit, what am I going to do?
Yeah, scared to death.
I may not have a job, and I have a kid coming, later,
all right,
later
guys,
this year.
This is a teaching moment. I like to look in the camera during these times. I got chills everywhere about that. Because you could go one or two ways, and we always talk about positive vibes. That's one of the main reasons why we have people on the show is because they've made an impression on us about what they're doing. And here you are, this young kid, been doing this thing forever that you love, and you're kind of going along with what's going on. You're not 100% on board with it, but you're like, okay, this is what my family, this is what we doing, and my sister I had it for this time. I'm doing the right thing, and now they want to change the game. You made a decision. They're like, okay, well, we're going to make a decision too. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this is like could be, a very emotional changing decision.
Big time.
Of everything. And then on top of that, let's just sprinkle a human that you got to pay, to take care of for the rest
and
of your life.
First one. So, I mean, having your first kid is scary enough.
Yes. So, so what happened then?
So, so move forward about a month. We get to the lawsuit. We wound up, the judge called my lawyer and his lawyer into the chambers before the trial was supposed to happen. And he said, look, there is no franchise agreement. Ben never signed anything. You can sue him for trademark infringement, but everything's already been taken out of the restaurant. So there's really not much there. We can stretch this out for 2 years, or y'all can settle this today. So what we did, we split up into 2 rooms. They wrote a list of it was 19 things that they wanted me to agree to.
Just basically come to an agreement so y'all can move forward.
So we kind of went back and forth. And then long story short, I had to pay the last month of franchise fees. I had to pay his lawyer fees and my lawyer fees. And then I was done. So
that's fair.
So great, right? You know, so it's a win for me. So I move on. Well, now I have a restaurant with no name, no logo, no signs, no menu. My employees don't know what's going to happen. We're all wearing black T-shirts with no name on it. So now we had to tell people like, no, we're not buds. So my business drops about 60% every month for the next 7 months.
Oh my
goodness.
So what are you thinking? You're like, huh?
I'm like in the dumps. Yeah, I'm like crashing out. So over the next 6 months, I downloaded programs to learn how to make a logo. I printed T-shirts up. Like I had to do everything, figure everything out myself, and then do it all myself. So it taught me a lot. So in a way, like it helped me for today when I want to rebrand or when I want to push stuff out or advertise. So after about 7 months, I was like, let me turn to Facebook. Social media is the wave of the future for everything right now. So let me turn to Facebook. So I wrote basically my story. I've worked here since I was 14. I'm taking it all under my own wing right now. Like I'm branching out to be a Benz instead of the old guys, you know? So I want to put my own spin on things. So please come support and just kind of humanized the story and connected with people on a level that was different than just posting a picture of a burger and saying, hey, come eat, you know? Well, somebody from the Times-Picayune and NOLA.com saw it. They contacted me. They wrote an article about me and basically put a positive spin on it. Didn't talk about the lawsuit. We didn't talk about, losing 60% of our business, all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of like, here's a Brother Martin grad who wants to make a name for himself and put his own spin and try his hand at burgers his own way. And
do you remember who wrote it?
I have the article hanging up in my restaurant.
Give him out a shout out because that's
I'm
feeling like that's an intricate part.
Yeah,
but keep in mind, and this is another thing that I loved when I was listening to you talk about this, how you went within to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You use a little bit of social media, but you still was like, oh, okay, what am I going to do here?
It'd have been so easy just to be like, well, that's it, I guess I better go kiss his feet and sign the contract, or I guess I'm going to close my doors and go be a, insurance salesman or something. But that wasn't how I was raised. Like my dad started Cafe Beignet back in the day.
Nice.
We wound up going bankrupt and like we lost it. But he went head to head with Cafe Du Monde. And today I look at my experiences and his experiences, and there's a lot of similarities. It's like he went up against a big New Orleans staple of Cafe Du Monde. I went up against a big New Orleans staple of Bud's Broiler. And it was kind of like he came out of it on top. He dug and he fought, and he wound up winning this lawsuit, not against Cafe Du Monde, but against another lawsuit he was in involving Cafe Beignet. He wound up coming out on top, and then I feel like I came out on top.
Without a doubt,
my
dude.
thing. And
I mean, some people probably go in there. I guarantee you, they still think it's Bud's Broiler because there's like,
people
delicious,
still.
I love. So I guess the color schemes and stuff, I think that's brilliant. First of all, the fact that it's almost like if you know, but if you don't know, you don't know.
Well, I mean, a lot of people ask me about the colors, but if it has nothing to do with Bud's. So Bud's is gray and red or white and red. Well, we're black, red, and white. But in there, like, we're mostly black and red. But I mean, McDonald's, think about it. McDonald's is red and yellow.
Yeah.
Burger King, red and yellow.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's psychological. Those
I don't know
colors.
if you went and did that on did homework and psychologically think, okay, because that worked, man. Like it's almost like if you tell somebody, hey, look at this thing over here. Did you see this? And then they're like, say it's a picture of a person with a black eye, right? And like, damn, that dude's eye is crazy. It's like, what color was his shirt? You'd be like, you wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. Same thing. Like you see the stuff, but you don't really like put it together. Like, oh, this is that. But it's still in your subconscious thought process. It relates to what it thinks it is, right?
Right.
And that's really brilliant, man. And so here you are. you go on your own, you doing these things. You didn't have any menu, so I just wanted, one of the things that just jumps out at me the most is how clever you are with your approach to things. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I just still am blown away about, how you incorporate your skill of rapping into your restaurant and then the items you have. That's fucking brilliant, bro. I mean, kudos to you, bro. I gotta give it to you. I mean, that's some, and the rap ain't shit. It's legit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it sounds, got a nice beat behind it. You put a nice beat behind anything, you can be like, ha la 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 ha la. It's just fire, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that you went and deep, put your menu on it, cold, bro. How'd you come up with that?
So that was about 2018. I put out the first video. So let me back up a little bit. So 2016 is when we became Ben's. It was August 1st, 2016. So like I said, the first 6-7 months we were in the dumps. That Times-Picayune article came out, that NOLA.com article came out, and people lined up to the street, you know, to come support me. And we had a lot of people for the first 6 months we were Ben's, you know, come there and curse me out at the register, say like, you know, man, y'all ruined a good thing. This was the best buzz. Y'all suck. You know, what the hell you doing? Who the hell's Ben?
Crazy.
And I'm like, I'm Ben.
Yeah.
You know, like, what do you want to say? Just say it, you know? And it was crazy. Like, I would go online every day and I'd see, you know,
just
people hating on me. And it's like,
you know,
y'all don't even know me. If you knew, that's why I put that story out. If you knew that I was here from the start and I've been a part of this restaurant that's been here for 16 years already, that you wouldn't say any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude, one of the things that I call those type of people is keyboard gangsters and sofa thugs.
I call them inspiration.
Yeah, there you go.
Because the first song I put out, well, in my mind, the first one I was gonna put out was I screenshotted every one of those negative things, and I was
cool, bro.
It fueled
I love
my
the
fire.
way you wired, dog.
It fueled my fire, and I was gonna. I didn't want to. I was
yeah,
like,
you
I
want to
can't
go
call
down a
people
negative
out.
zone. I feel
people
that.
out.
I feel that.
So, but it turned into. I've been making music since junior year of high school, just for myself. Just me and my buddy. We started a little group, and we would just make songs, send it back and forth, and over email and stuff, and did it through college. And it was just like a hobby. Well, when I had the restaurant, it's like, okay, I've been Ben's for 2 years now. This is 2018. I need something to stand out. I can't just be another burger place. Everybody sells burgers. Everybody says that their burger's good. You should come try it. But nobody has flavor in the way they're gonna tell you. Nobody has skills to where like I've worked on. I made hundreds of songs before I ever did a Ben's Burger song.
Wow.
So it's like I know my first couple years rapping, I sucked. Like I knew that, but eventually I developed those skills and sharpened those knives to where like I can tell if something's good or if it's not. So I said, okay. And I was real skeptical about putting something out because it's a big deal. I felt like I was putting myself out there. And for all those years, I was kind of in the background, and I'm a shy person by nature. So I don't like being out in the spotlight. That's why I wear a mask, you know, for my Superfan outfit. But I knew I wanted to stand out. You know, I'm the youngest of 4 kids. I got to kind of go a different route to be noticed. So I said, let me put my skills and show people who Ben really is, because this is Ben's Burgers now. It's not anybody else. So I told my dad I made a song. I went and shot the video. We shot the video at like 2 a.m. On like a Tuesday. It was super slow. We were still 24 hours back then.
It is cold-blooded.
Actually, somebody, I just hired somebody that day. He wound up robbing me while I was shooting a video.
Shut up.
He was in the back going through my office looking for change or whatever. He wound up, I shouldn't have hired him.
That's awesome, right?
But he took like 3 rolls of quarters.
Dude, he blew it. He blew up on it. He blew up and sold out on a good thing off of fucking that roll of quarters about what, $4, $3, $15.
Yeah, it was about $30 a quarters. Yeah. But you know, it taught me a lesson. You know, so I mean, I look at that as a positive. You know,
man, I want to give a shout out to your folks first of all, man, because I always tell people when you see a good person, it's their family. When you see a bad person, it's the upbringing. It's upbringing both times. And what I keep hearing in all these stories is you understand that life is going to toss you a couple of lemons, perceived bad news. But what I always tell my daughter and my wife and all our family and this is what you do, and you have this in you as well. You take those lemons. Not only do you make lemonade, but you make a stand, you turn a profit, and then you make a franchise. You know, you literally made a franchise out of it, you know what I mean? But the back to your folks and giving them bouquets and throwing roses at their feet is they installed you to, just because something is difficult, just because something may seem darker than you ever seen, just because whatever it is, that's okay. Go back to the drawing board, rethink the situation, and come at it again.
Yeah, you figure it out.
And that's, dude, that's a beautiful thing right there, because most people would have like folded a couple of times. Not only did you not fold, this is another thing I love to do too, man. I'm a Dale Carnegie graduate, so I don't use words like negative words, like but weapon can be used as a negative undertone. But using the truth is a major thing that you can rebound from on uncomfortable situations and bring back the real humbleness and truth to a situation. When all these things are flying through your mind, like, what should I do? Fucking people are leaving. It's just some bullshit, whatever. Like, you dug deep inside, bro, and said, I'm going to go with the real, and I'm going to go and put myself out there. And then Times Pick scooped it up, caught your realness, put some shine on it, and looked at it, and people like, damn, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So what's funny, when I made the first song, so I showed my dad before I put it out, and I remember we were riding in the truck. My dad's 76 years old right now.
So you're right, Pops. Shout out to you. Good job.
We're far apart. You know, I'm 39, he's 76. We're a different generation. So I showed it to him, like, man, I got this idea. You know, I made a video for the restaurant. I want to show it to you. So I showed it to him. It's about 3 minutes long. He's looking at it, and he turns the phone off, and he sits in my truck for about 4 minutes, dead silent. So I'm just like, oh, God.
What's he going to say?
I'm like, so what'd you think? And he's like, he was kind of mad. And he was like, son, I think you're making a mistake. And I'm like crushed. You know, I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I think I think this is going to be, you're going to give people the wrong idea. Like, we're going to look like, you know, a hood place or something like that. I'm like, I don't think so. You know, this is, you don't know about social media, Dad. Like, don't worry about it. You don't know what the internet is.
You were right on with that one.
So,
holy shit, bro. That's like, again, here you are, your pops, the one who brought you into this, and you learned.
He taught me everything.
Yeah, and he's like, bro.
And he's the one person I'm like, I really care about his opinion.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I don't like it, don't do it. Well, then I was like, no, I'm gonna bet on myself, because I know that this is the right direction. I know this is gonna work, right? So I put it out there.
Truth, bro.
Yeah.
What is, and what is not, bro.
Maybe about within 2 weeks, it got 50,000 views and like 400 shares or something.
Wow.
All over Facebook, and mostly Facebook. But you could see the spike in business. I mean, for the next month, like, we had a good uptick in business, and people would come in there like, hey, I loved y'all's video. That's the only reason we're here. Like, we had no idea about you. I
remember it.
Saw your video and everything. And I'm like, awesome. So it worked. Well, I was like, okay, now I'm motivated. Now I want to go prove to him. So I went and showed him, like, look, it got 50,000 views. Our business has been doing good since I put it out.
What did Pop say?
He's like, that's great. I'm happy for you. You know,
that's
like,
awesome.
And so every year I would try to put one out. I kind of fell off, but I mean, 2018 I put one out. 2019 I put one out. That was the Juvie beat I used. 2020 was the big one. So 2020 we closed for COVID for 2 years. And I made this one. It's called Back Open. I wrote it on like a Monday. I recorded it on a Tuesday. We shot the video on Wednesday. I put it out on Thursday. Yeah.
Shut up.
So that was the one that really blew up. So it was me, 2 of my employees, and my buddy who was a DJ. So he gave me all the lights that we used.
What's the hook? I think I know that. I think the hook is like fries. Is that the one?
That's in every.
Oh, that's
one.
Okay. Yeah. That's a solid hook.
Funny story about that. So mayo, onions, lettuce, tomato, pickles, meat, cheese, mustard.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned when I was 14, sitting at the fryer. I had to learn what's the order of the burger.
Oh, so you wrapped it.
So I can move over to the counter to start making burgers. We call it the board. And so I wrote that when I was 14, just to be able to remember the burger, because I kept messing up. I was like, I don't know the order. It's pickles over here, tomatoes over here. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, I love your mind, dog.
So I went back to that 17 years later, because I still, to this day, when I make a sandwich, that's the order I do it in.
Catchy hook, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You remember that shit every time. You know, even like when you saying it now, because you're just like, la, 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 la. It's fucking awesome, man. That's
so, yeah, I made it to get stuck in your head. It was stuck in my head since I was 14, and that's how I learned, right? So I used that. I was like, I need to annoy people in a good way and get this stuck in their head. So they're always thinking, oh man, what was that place that had the rap video, you know, with the burgers? Let's go there, you know?
Dude, don't be surprised out there, kids, when you hear a rap song coming from Only Good Vibes News Network. Might have to go and get commission my man.
That's a good idea.
It is. It's a great idea, dude. There's nothing better than a hook like that somebody's like, 18, 20, like too late, you know. Rosenberg, like all those hooks are hot, bro. And you got your own hook in there, dude. Yeah. That's fire right there. So, all right. So we got this. We got the hook. We moving along. Everything is cruising along. When did you say, hey, man, when's your first, I guess like every New Orleanian, you were born a Saints fan, but when was the first time you felt like you were in a dome and you were like, dude, I'm gonna get season tickets, or I gotta go there. I love this team. Like, when would you really start to love the team rather than just somebody saying, "Oh, we got tickets, you're gonna go"? Like, I need to be in the dome. Like, at what, like
2009, obviously the Super Bowl year. I didn't have season tickets that year. I got them 2010, but in 2009, I saw you. My ex-wife worked at this bank, and she got tickets 5th row in your section. So we were right behind you. And I just remember watching the game. It was the closest I've ever sat at that time. So I was super excited going. You know, we making a big day. You go have breakfast downtown before and then go to the game. And I remember seeing Superfans and stuff like that on TV when I was a kid. But my dad was a bettor, and he never bet on the Saints. Anytime he did, they lose. So we never went to games. So when I went to this game, I was probably, 19, 20, something like that. And I saw you, and I kept watching the game, but I kept looking over to see where you went, right? Because you're hyping the crowd up.
I was moving all over, bro. Back in the, like, look, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, like, the first Superfan I ever seen in my life, I think about was Crazy George. That dude with the, like, back in the day, he was on the Shoetown commercials. Yeah, he's an old dude, but I know what you mean, because you like kind of, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Look at this dude over here. Look at this guy, right?
So I'd see you, and I'd be like, man, I wonder where he went. You know, and I see you pop up over here. I see you across the dome or whatever. So I just remember thinking, like, that's awesome that there's people like that in the crowd. Well, the next year, we played the Pittsburgh Steelers on Halloween night. So it was 2010, and I found out I was gonna have a ticket about a month beforehand. So I was like, well, I heard that the Saints are trying to do the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest costume party. So I said, I'm going to make a costume.
I remember that.
So I had about a month to prepare, looking on Google every day. You know, I was like, man, I've always wanted to dress up since I saw you that day. I'm like, that looks like so much fun, you know?
That's an honor. I mean, to think about, a guy like you and the way that you work and wired and tick, that's huge. But continue.
So I found a mask. It was an Airsoft Army of One mask. It was a video game. I found it in, I think it was Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. It's about $200. I ordered it. I was like, I'm gonna invest in this costume, so at least I wear it for Halloween or something that night or next year or whatever. So I ordered that mask. I went and took the floor mats out of my Honda Civic, and
shut up.
I cut them up, and I made that my thigh pads. So in the original picture, I have spray painted floor mats from that day. I got a BMX like chest protector.
Damn, I was wondering where that thing came from.
Mm-hmm. And then I got soccer shin guards to put over my arms right here. I got baseball shin guards to put over my shins.
Dude.
And just sanded everything down, painted it, and I was like, man, I need something. and I found the dreads. And then once I had the dreads, like it was a complete look. I was like, oh, I'm good now.
But you had the skills too. When did you know you had the skills to dance? That's what I'm curious about.
I was obsessed with Michael Jackson when I was a kid.
I guess everybody was.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'd be me and my brother and my cousin be in the kitchen, like, seeing who can spin the longest or who can do the moonwalk. And like I had this concert on tape from 1992.
And you were watching it
I'd watch it every
back
day.
that shit up where you're wearing it out, huh?
Yeah. And I had the Smooth Criminal video on tape. Like anything Michael Jackson, I watched millions of times.
So now since you tell me that, dude, I'm thinking about every time I seen you dance, it's those same subtle movements.
Yeah.
It's just like Mike, like you're like real sharp and subtle into another one and then to another one. Holy shit. I'm having an moment
that's
up
where
in
it
here,
came
bro.
from.
That's beautiful. Wow. You're cracking open everything new over here all the time, dude. Now that's some trivia right there that you guys probably had I didn't have no clue about that. So you had all this stuff going. So it's that night, you show up at the Dome, you got your ticket, and you're like,
yeah, I went to the Dome and I went to Champion Square beforehand because they were having the big costume party there. And I
instant hit, huh?
Yeah, I got stopped probably 60 times to take pictures with people. And that's something I would never do before that. So I didn't take my mask off.
I was just about to say it's a perfect storm for you.
Yeah.
Because here you are, you're like most entertainers, a lot of entertainers and big entertainers, they're very like shy and don't want to be, but when they get on, they just transform, and that's
it's like Michael Jackson was, like he was super shy, but being on stage, it's like he's in his new world, he's in his own element and he can really be himself. Well, that's how I feel with that mask on at a Saints game. I can be myself, but still have that separation to where you don't know who I am, really. I mean, now I'm more comfortable now where I take it off. But back then I had a really heavy mask. It was a different one than I wear now. And I didn't take it off for like 6 hours.
It's part of your act too when you slide this one up and pop. Because that means like it's go time for me when I see it, my boy is on, bro. Like, but dude, so you going in, taking pictures, people are like, whoa. What's going on through your mind? And you're like, dude, I'm fucking doing this every game.
Exactly.
Right?
It was my thoughts exactly. I said, this is so much fun. I've been to Saints games before this. I've never had this much fun and felt a part of the game like this before. And from that moment, I was like, dude, if I ever get tickets, this is what I'm doing. Like, it's so much fun. And the next season, my buddy had a ticket with my other friend, and one of them was dropping out. So I took that ticket. So it was me and my buddy in row 23, and I was in full gear.
And that was 2009, right?
That was 2010.
2010. Okay.
Well, yeah, 2011 maybe when I got tickets.
Dude, I mean, bruh, I know this is gonna be a crazy question, but did you ever think that you would be in the ultimate professional football fan Hall of Fame and like in Canton, and just from putting that piece together and getting those things together to where you are now as like a staple in a Dome and just in history, going down in history as being in the Ultimate Football Fan Association Hall of Fame, like just from, again, a thought, getting the chest protector, the soccer pads and all that, like you would end up, I guess it's a weird question, but I'm just thinking like the way that you became where you are, the way that where you are now is like unfathomable almost, in a sense. You'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the game and dress up and that's gonna be cool. But all the things you did, the charities we did, the events we did, all these things, and then also be like, you're like a staple, carrying a coin that you are legitimately in the Hall of Fame of fans in Canton. Like, that's a big deal.
So I didn't know that existed at that time. Back then I was just like, this was so much fun. I want to do it again and see what happens. So I think it might've been the first game or the second game I dressed up. I'm leaving the game, leaving the Dome, walking outside, and the one person that walks from around the side of the Dome to where I was heading was Saints Joker.
All right.
And he runs over, hey man, I love your costume. Let me get a picture with you. So he takes a picture with me, And he's like, hey, we're doing this. We're doing a blood drive next weekend. You should come dressed up. It's all the super fans, whatever. You know, I'll introduce you to everybody. I'm like, okay. So I go.
He looks like the real fucking Joker, too.
He does. Yeah,
he does like
awesome.
Elvis. He looked like a real fucking Elvis without his shit on, dude.
Yeah. So I go do that blood drive, and I'm like, I had no idea that super fans were involved in charities and things like that. Go to that blood drive. I'm not sure if you were there. You might have been. Mac was there, so I met Mac for the first time.
Fucking let's just give the OG.
He's the
right
best.
now.
Dude,
I've been dressing up 32 years without missing one home game. Mac has been dressing up 48 years, bro. This dude's approaching 50 years dressing up, bro.
I think he had surgery on his knee and still came to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
day.
me too. I moved to the handicap section one year because I blew my knees out, dude.
Dude, he's the best.
He is. And look, bro, I swear to God, if I had to pick one fan that I love the most in that Superdome, it's Mac.
Oh, 100%.
And I was blessed with me, you, him, and Sparky when we went down to Canton. Dude, we going to Canton again. I know you guys always there. I'm in. Mac told me if I needed to come and sleep in his room, I could. I mean, but I'm in for Drew. But I'm just saying, dude, I love that guy. Shout out to Mac. He's been on 504 Fan Cave a lot. But he's just so genuine, man. And
he's a
just
character.
Dude, he's an old cat, and he's got more energy than me, you, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Sometimes his batteries get a little loose, and he'll be in mid-conversation and just fall into a nap. But it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
I love that dude, man. So, dude, that is a huge thing. So, like right now, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about how many kids out there that are thinking about wanting to be a super fan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they hear this story. I can feel them rummaging through the internet and going into their closets.
Do it.
And if that's what I was going to say. If you have anything to say to those kids, what would you say?
Do it. You know, like find something around your house, come up with an idea. There's got mine was inspired from a video game. There's got to be something that you already like that you would have fun showing off to people or building your own persona, your own. Like I didn't come in with a story. I didn't think like it was going to do anything. I just like that looks like fun. I want to try it, and then I loved it. And then every week when I got a ticket, I'm like, I'm not wearing a jersey. I can't go back. You know, this is too much fun. And then it grew from there. I didn't know what doors were going to open, but I got to be on the field for the Black and Gold Gala with the Saints.
Everything.
Met a bunch of players, got to help them out with their charity work.
And you got a whole bunch of things that you go with it too. I mean,
so now Cyborg Saint is my Ronald McDonald for my restaurant, and I'll get recognized in the Saints games. It was like, hey, Ben's Burgers, you know, when they see the costume because it's on my cups, it's on my wall in there. You're on my wall in there.
Brilliant. Yeah, I'm honored. I'm honored to be on the wall too.
So that was another thing that was born out of necessity. Is like I had to connect with people again. This was before I put out the music videos, but people knew the costume because I've been doing it since 2010, and this was 2016, 2017. So I had to connect the dots to where people are like, oh, Ben's Burgers, that the Superfan owns that place.
See that? I love that part. I love that part because I like for people to find out kind of like through the back door rather than you going, hey, man, I own Ben's.
Yeah.
I did it. You know, like people are like, whoa. That's that dude.
Yeah.
That's the guy. And that makes their love for you come out even more so. You know what I mean?
Like I don't introduce myself as, hey, I'm Ben. You know, I'm the Saint Superfan, Cyborgs. Right. Like I've never done that. I don't like that. It gives me an icky feeling to try and brag about something.
Way, though, dude. I mean, it's like you not. It's just like what you do for fun.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a hobby.
And it's like, you go tell everybody, like, I go to Florida for fun. You don't. You don't go and say, I'm the dude that's always going to, you know what I mean? But the funny thing about it is, I love, and I was talking to Thomas Monsta, a friend of both of ours, how his story is wild. It's almost like, you didn't really like set up this list, okay, to-do list. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna become a Saints fan. It just kind of evolved and evolved, and you allowed it to evolve, and it wasn't always easy.
No,
just like his story, it wasn't always easy. He was little.
Just like the last 5 years of Saints football's not been easy, but we're still showing up. It's still about the experience,
and that for me, I think is what makes it so good too.
I want it to be ingrained in the atmosphere for not only myself, selfishly, because I wanted to be a part of the atmosphere, be a part of the game.
Yes,
but
12th man, baby.
To everyone else too. You know, I went to the Saints facility a few months ago, and when I walked in there, security, I had my Cyborg Saint T-shirt on. The guy's like, "Hey, I recognize you." He's like, "I took a picture with you when I was like 7 years old." I'm like, "That's awesome." Dude, you know, that was like 15 years ago.
Let me tell you, now there is no better feeling than having a young kid come up to you and tell you, "I got a picture with you." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not dressed up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a difference when you're dressed up, right? But when you're not dressed up, that really made an impression on them so much to where they're like, dude. And you know they cherish that picture.
Yeah, I mean, there might be their screensaver on their phone or something like that. We have no idea, which is so cool. We've probably taken thousands of photos.
Hundreds of thousands. I mean, we took thousands together. And
we'll never see it.
Right.
But to someone else, it might be on his little kid's wall, or we were in the coloring book and he's coloring pictures of us. We have no idea, but on some kid's fridge is a whistle monster.
Cyborgs.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Dude, it is cool. And it's one of the things that I think that makes New Orleans quintessential New Orleans, right? Like, we go in, we love this team. So many people be like, "You dress up for the Saints?" Like, dude, they suck.
You're a grown man. What are you doing?
Exactly, dude.
Like, you got to do it. You can't knock it till you try.
It ain't for everybody, bro. Some people ain't built like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We love the team unconditionally. We go after shit unconditionally. It's a different kind of person, dude. You know what I mean? To go to that dome and dress up and to stay into it and not be like phased by like if they win or lose.
Yeah.
You know,
it's about the experience.
Yes,
that's the same way why people dress up or they dress down, I guess, for Mardi Gras, for Jazz Fest or whatever. Like, you want to involve yourself in that experience as much as you can.
It's who we are, man. I got to tell you. So, dude, I got to tell you this. I know for a fact that your skills from rapping, you've incorporated it into your dancing, and that's why I said entertainer. You're dancing and you're rapping. Like, when did you feel like you knew you could rap well? Like, I know you said you got into it like maybe 14 or whatever, but when you really said, okay, I got this, I got something, I can go out and spit a little bit. Let me just start like just immersing myself into this. Like, you immerse yourself into your character as a Saints fan, then your business. You did the same thing. When did you start doing the same thing for rap? Because you hundreds of songs before you even did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's, repetition is the key. But like, you don't just do something that you don't like a bunch. Yeah. Right. And you're doing that a lot because you liked it and you're good at it and you felt you were good at it. So when did you really say, dude, okay, I can spit?
Probably during college. I spent a lot of time. Like, my roommates had classes later in the day, so I'd be done my classes by 11 a.m., and I'd have probably till like 3, 4 p.m. till my roommates came home. So I was making a song a day, when I was in school. And we have these two guys in Miami who we've never met. We're still friends with to this day. We've never met them, but through MySpace, we found them on there. They were two friends. We were two friends, me and my buddy John. Shout out, John.
The timestamp, Tulane, Tuesday, 12 o'clock, 4:16, in the fan cave. Ben dropped MySpace.
Yeah, hell yeah, MySpace was the shit back then.
There, dude. I don't know how many gangsters have said, dude, MySpace, we blew it up.
Yeah, so I mean, we did. So I mean, we would send tracks back and forth like every day, pretty much. We do complete like 4 or 5 songs a week.
Wow.
But I have one verse on one song, and we just kind of share it back and forth. And then we put it out, and just really, I made it for myself and for my friends. It was really cool to hear myself create like a rhyme or a poem or whatever, and then put it on a track. So I really did it just for my own enjoyment. And then my roommates or whatever be like, "Dang, I like that line," or "That was cool," and, I like this song the best.
That is,
and just sharing it around my group of friends. Well, eventually, more and more people, we started getting kind of big. Like, my friend in Miami was like, "Yeah, they played like 3 of our songs in this strip club in Miami last night." I was like, "All right, that's tight."
Oh, dude.
So like we were young and stupid. We were like, oh man, we about to get signed. Like, you know, I never wanted to be a rapper, but I just enjoyed doing it, and I enjoyed listening to myself. Just like I had a ride back from New Orleans to Baton Rouge.
Wow.
So I mean, I'd put on my songs and like critique them, or you know, come up with ideas, and it was just like a hobby again, just like the Superfan.
Dude, so you had a hit that dropped in the strip club.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm blown away with all the information we uncovering here today, ladies and gentlemen.
You never know somebody's story, you know, till you start flipping the pages.
Right,
you know?
Exactly, dude. Turning each page, I'm like a nice novel over there. Like, what? Can't let this book go, man.
So that was our little claim to fame. I mean, supposedly that's what happened. We don't. I can't.
Yeah,
prove
but
it.
dude, MySpace kicking lyrics and sending them back and forth to each other. That's some legendary stuff right there. I don't know how many people was like into that, but I'm just saying like it was something that's in you, deep in you, like food, cooking, and like, you know, the love for maybe just dancing. So dancing you had already had, and then you're like, okay, I know I love rapping. I'm gonna throw this rap down, and you just blended everything into one.
Yeah, eventually, really around when push came to shove with the restaurant is when I really kind of blended everything and put my whole self out there for people to critique or make fun of or to enjoy or whatever. And it just kind of it grew, and I knew like if it's not good, I'm not putting it out. So if I wouldn't stand by it and be like, screw your opinion, I know it's good or I like it. You know, I'm not going to put it out.
That's what's important with everything, though.
Yeah.
You know, like if it's like whatever it is, you're like, it's your vision. You know,
well, I also put years into it before I got to that point, so I knew like
you did the work,
right?
You did the homework,
I wasn't putting out something
lifting.
that's trashy, you know.
Yep, and you have receipts too. You're like, dude, look, I got like some people have never done 100 raps. You already had a bunch before you even got into some of the thick
and
stuff.
they were awful. I mean, you know, like I cringe listening to them now. I still have some of them, but it's like I kind of saved it just so I can show my son one day. But you know, other than that, like
your son's an athlete, bro.
Yeah, he's a
kid,
beast.
He's got an arm, dude. He
Shout
might
out
be next
Vincent.
Drew Brees.
And
I saw him on the
Green
internet
Wave.
humming that shit. I was like, what?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 9, going on 10. He'll be 10 December 1st.
Little man's a G, bro.
Dude, he's a beast.
Shout out to him, bro. Good work. Nice parenting, dude.
Appreciate
Boys
you.
kill it.
He's the hands down the best quarterback in the league.
Dude, I seen him spin it, dude. I was like,
the Green
damn.
Wave are undefeated. Shout out Green Wave.
Yeah.
We got
Green
playoffs
Wave.
coming up this week or next week. They haven't decided yet. Yeah, but I mean, he's like a young Tom Brady.
Dude, that's what I'm trying. Dude, look, if you haven't seen his kids throw the ball, peep out Ben's site and check out some of his stuff. This dude can spin the ball. I was like, almost thought it was some kind of trick camera. You know, like when they do the basketball shot and they shoot the ball off the screen and it drop in.
Dude, I don't know where he got that
was
accuracy,
like,
but he can place it,
can
and he's
spin it.
smart.
Dude.
I mean, you know, kids are rushing him, and he's making progressions, and he's only gotten sacked maybe twice in two seasons, 2 full seasons.
I'm ready to go see his games, bro.
That's come on. He would love that.
He's in flag too, huh?
Yeah, flag
Dude,
football.
look, Buford Jordan's going to come on here. I don't know. You don't need to hook you up with Buford because Buford Jordan's getting this big flag football team, and he's connected with the Saints.
Really?
When you leave, I'm going to give you Buford's number. I'll call him and talk to him. And see.
Delvin Bro's son played with my son for, I think it was last year. I saw Delvin at a parade. He rode with us.
That dude is a fucking beast, bro. Holy cow. I never seen. That's a real athlete, boy.
Yeah.
He really is, dude. That dude played with like a crack, like what's your hip bone or whatever that shit is. His shit was broken or whatever, and it would still get just tough, man. I wish we could have kept him longer. He was a solid guy.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
We will not be able to have this interview if we did not talk about our New Orleans Saints, right? So we're going to go Cliff Notes with this one, right? So the Cliff Notes going to be on each thing. So last year, your assessment, what you thought?
Well, I mean, it was kind of it was disappointing as far as the record, but it was a lot more hope than what we've seen in the last 5 years, and we really ended the season with like, I don't care, we could lose every game, we got our guy. And I think the coach is awesome. I think he's doing the right things. I think most people don't realize is last year he had pretty much a half of an off season. He was moving his family, learning the city, coming into a new team, learning the staff, providing new staff, placing piece. So he didn't have a full off season to really game plan for the year. Well, now he does. He's not in the middle of moving houses, moving cities, learning a new city, getting settled in, getting his kids settled in. He's got all the time in the world to focus on his craft, this team, and build it the way he wants it. And you can see from the draft and from the moves he's done, that's exactly what he's doing. And I think we should be more hopeful than we were even at the end of last season. We got our guy at quarterback. He's a beast.
Oh, yeah. I'm 100% on, I was listening to you, and I always make fun of myself because I'm like, man, I sound like a coach. But once you understand in the game and you know all the stuff that's going on, your hypothesis has to sound like a coach or a player.
Yeah.
We're not homers anymore. We're not like, man, I can saying some unrealistic shit. But everything that you said is 100% legit.
It's a business. And if you're taking over a business, there's going to be some downtime where you're stumbling because you don't know the processes yet or the staff, or you're learning the staff. And he's in the same boat. Well, a year later, he's settled in, and now it's his staff. He's calling the shots. He's doing what he wants, and he's got the game plan in place. And now we can really see what we're expecting for the future this coming season.
Dude, I feel the same way. And just to add a little bit on to that, I felt like he was kind of holding the reins back when he first went there because it wasn't really his team. It was still Dennis Allen's team, right? Then he's got to respect these vets. He ain't going to whatever. And then he had Carr. What the hell is that? It was so many moving parts. And you took a part that most people completely forget about, his whole personal life. He could be a coach, but if you got all this other stuff in the background, that could be effective. You know what I mean? And one of the coolest parts for me was the fact that there was a ton of people who was just against him. But it was his first year, dude. You go and work at a place where everybody's brand new. They even had new water boys.
Yeah.
Nobody was the same, dude. They're going to come and go on Airline Highway and put it all together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I found, and I thought, through my opinion, as the year went along and people got hurt and more vets kind of solidified their spots and or did not solidify their spots or was hurt, it came to where he was he could really let his hair down and coach because he's okay, who's prepared this Sunday? Who's getting it? Who's understanding and calling their numbers? And how many times last year did you watch a game and you who's that dude?
Exactly, yeah.
Right? And that is the sign that I thought that he was coming into his own because he can evaluate talent.
Yeah.
And he had people out there showing up, being prepared, and doing the thing, right? Now, obviously, we didn't end up where we wanted, but the first year, I always want the team to compete. I don't ask for too much. I just want them to compete. You know what I mean? We're gonna pay the money. We're gonna go all the time anyway. But I want them to compete. And I felt like every time last year, we definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, if we were in the game towards the end, we were probably going to win, or we were coming back hard. And that was almost showing some characteristics of Sean Payton's teams, the second half teams. Being able to. A real good team is going to be able to adjust in the second half and see what people doing to them and then change it.
We didn't get blown out, did we, last year?
No.
It felt like every game we lost, we were right there.
But it always seemed like, to the naked eye, people would be we coming on too late. But the deal is we were coming on, and that's what's up. If you could come on towards the end of the game, and then you start understanding what people are doing earlier, coaches, players, and everybody, you start coming on in the second half and knowing what they're doing. Go back, make sure you know what they're doing. That whole second half, you could be a completely different team. So I was very excited about it. I was, like you said, the same thing. I wasn't thrilled, but I was very happy. So what do you think about this year's team, or this draft rather?
I think it's the same kind of thing. It's you can see clear as day that he's doing what he wants to do with his team. He has a clear vision, and he's going after the people that he wants to put in that vision. And I really think that he's building a really great offense, by giving Shuck a lot of weapons, going out and get Travis Etienne. And,
I absolutely love the idea of the two speedy dudes on the end and Kamara and him in the backfield.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I'm calling it right now. If we give him a nickname, it's Travis Etouffee.
Oh.
It's too easy.
Nice.
Travis Etouffee.
I had one for Olave. It was two of them. It was Olave. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right?
My favorite was, what's his name? Little bitty running back we had with Sproles.
Oh, yeah.
So Sproles, I was like, man, that's the mud bug right there. That's a little crawfish.
He was constantly crushing. Hard to get.
Yeah, he was the best.
Etienne, did they keep not Etienne? What was the did they keep the running back from Chicago, the LSU running back? Or is he cut? Do we know? Remember last year he was.
I don't think they kept him.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
He was coming on last year. Dude, we had a lot of good players coming on last year, but they got hurt. Like the guy from what was your boy's name? The running back who played real strong, but he got hurt towards the last games. He was from the Toads. What's the name of those? His college.
The Horned Frogs?
Horned Frogs, yeah.
TCU?
Yeah, TCU. They're running back. Your boy who was talking that smack to Kamara. I'm going to take his job. Remember him?
Yeah.
I mean, you like that out of a rookie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, so.
You got to prove it, though.
Dude, look, my assessment on this year's draft was, I listened to other people, right? I have sources that told me that I heard that Sean Payton last year said, this is why I was high on Shuck. Sean Payton said that he had his quarterback, but he said Shuck will be the best draft pick out the draft or the second best. And Lewis Reddick said the same thing about Shuck. And boom. This year, Reddick said, without a shadow of a doubt, your boy Tyson Jordan is
he looks good so far.
Is the best receiver in the draft, regardless. He goes, no knock on a dude, the number one spot, but old boy can run every route, big, good. He goes, Tyler Shuck must be so excited. He's just so excited to have these two guys stretch the field out, Olave and him, and then have Etienne and Kamara in the backfield. I don't know who he really got as a bona fide tight end that's going to like set himself up. Your boy just got the wrestling kid. He made the team.
He got
yesterday.
signed today, I think, yeah.
And he's got number 10 on.
He's a wide receiver, huh?
Yeah, I thought he was a tight end, but he looks a little small to be tight end.
He's 6'2", 225, I think.
Yep, but I'm just telling you right now, he's got that
Rocksteiner, Rockstetter, or something like that.
Yeah, he's got that what's your boy that played for the Welker? He's got that Welker vibe. You know what I mean? Like kind of undersized dude, but will outwork your ass to death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's always going to be in a place. He's running those sharp ass routes.
Those are the best
always
kind of players,
tough as hell. Very, very easy to like kind of forget about until you like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden people are trying to stop him and key against him. It's just another person that they have to take off. And on defense, let me stay on the offense for a minute. Offense, Kalen, bro, if you look at Philly last year, didn't look like Philly. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, he wasn't that. They had all heaviest offensive line, heaviest defensive line. And, you know, he was okay, whatever. But they did not look like they look. Just ask Saquon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But now he's getting his line solidified. And these are all his pieces of the puzzle, right? This is his armor he's putting in. All those other last year was Dennis Allen's folks. He's putting in his pieces. He's putting in these dudes. He's building his. And I feel in my heart that this dude is really legit. I mean, it's a year and a half. I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's the Kool-Aid pitcher. There's the Kool-Aid. I hadn't quite picked out a cup yet to drink it, but I'm ready.
He seems very analytical. Like he's very by the numbers.
He's a Mormon, just like Tyler.
Was he?
Yeah, he is a Mormon, bro.
Okay.
And, look at our boy, though, dude, who Taysom Hill, Mormons.
There's a beast.
I said, let's go get all Mormons in every position, dude. Them dudes practice. They don't cuss. They about their business. I'm happy, man. I'm excited about the season, man.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Ben, bro.
I'm in new seats. I'm by you this year.
Oh, yes.
I'm in 145.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's the new scene over there, bro.
Yeah.
We're behind the Saints bench. I'm getting chills, dude. We ready, bro.
That's gonna be fun.
We are ready. So, dude, 2 things I want you to do, but you can do anything else. But one is give people the address and our website and everything for your burger, for Ben's Burgers, and then also how they can get in touch with Cyborg Saint if they want you to come to a function or or something like a fundraiser or whatever they have. Just if they want to holler at you or they want to hire you for some weddings to spit some rhymes out for them.
I won't do that.
No entertainment, please.
Yeah, so Cyborg Saint is my name on all platforms. So Instagram, if you want to reach me there. Facebook is cool. My mom's cookbook, if you want to pick up one of her cookbooks, it's called Cookery New Orleans Style. I'll give you the link. We can put it on the
absolutely.
info if you want.
Go ahead, give it out because my executive producer, if you have it, or you just shoot it to me and we'll make sure.
I'll text it to you.
Yeah, you're right.
But it's Cookery New Orleans Style. It'll all go through me. I ship them out myself. I got like 7 cases of them.
We saw that. That was awesome.
Yeah. So and then what else? Ben's Burgers, 2008 Clearview Parkway. We're open 7 days a week, 11 to 11. We're no longer 24 hours. I don't have a website. It got hacked, but find us on Facebook, Ben's Burgers. You'll come check us out. You can see all the music videos on there or on our Instagram, Ben's Burgers NOLA. Come find me. Holla at me.
Dude, yeah, you're right. So, guys, man, this has been, I hope it's just as entertaining for you as it was for me. It really was entertaining for me, man.
Yeah,
Talking
awesome.
to you. You're a solid cat. You're quintessentially what this show is about. Only good vibes. And that's what you've exuded from a young man going into the burger joint, facing some situations that you could have went anyway but you went chin first, used honesty as a weapon, not a weapon, undertone, but you just went with the uniform you were issued.
Yeah.
And then you went into embracing your talents. My grandma that's how I came up with the Whistle Monster. Yeah, God gives everybody a talent. You just have to use it. If you don't use it, it's a sin.
Yeah.
And you're firing on all those talents, dude.
You're hurting yourself.
Yeah, and the way that you keep on like reinventing yourself and things, that's amazing stuff. And lastly, but not least, the restaurant is so good. So, I mean, I eat there all the time, dude.
Yeah.
Every time I can get a chance to go, that cheese, dude. Man, the shit is just fire.
So one thing that I would tell, if you've never been there before, I'll tell you next time you go, one secret that it's not on the menu, but always ask for your cheese to be melted on the grill and always ask to grill the onions. And it'll blow your mind. It'll totally change your burger.
All right.
So, I mean, that's my little...
I might have to be showing up there till later today, dude. I have to make a trip out to Williams Boulevard.
There you go.
I might hop off there. Anytime it's dangerous going down Clearview for me because if I do, I'm definitely stopping at your spot and I'm stopping at Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. Right
Those
down the
two are
street.
the crushes, dude. There's no way I'm driving down that avenue without hitting them two. Whether I'm going to give some to some people on the street, eat some of them, bring them home. Because, I mean, I can eat a whole damn dozen probably by myself, but I got to give some of it away, dude, because it's just so good. And it's probably not the best thing is to eat a whole dozen of Krispy Kreme.
Probably not.
But look, guys, thank you for joining. Your time is the most important thing that you have. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about it, hit the notification button. And to my friends who are listening, Shecky in Costa Rica, Shecky in France, see you in about 2 weeks, bro. And then also, Charlie, I hope your hip's getting better out there in Costa Rica, my brother. And Sherry and Jack, looks like we might be passing on Barcelona coming to Italy. So we'll keep you in touch and post it. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. And we already have hit 200 subscribers. We started off this with 65, and just in 1 short. Period. We're already up there. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening, guys. We're going to keep having solid guests on like this. Ben, my brother. You can catch this man at his restaurant. You can catch him at in our section. It's going to be the lit section this season. So come on over there in the 141 behind the sink section, guys. Who that?
Who that?
Walking, stepping down the street, y'all. Talking, never know who you're gonna meet.